Well, hey, welcome to the Business Podcast Network today. I appreciate you being here. My name is Dean Renfro. I'm the host and anchor of the show. And one of the things our show does is we feature local businesses, wherever that local may be, and we interview people to talk about their business. It gives them an opportunity to share with an audience that maybe perhaps never heard of them before or never heard of their product or service. To be able to find a way and a tool to help them. And today we're going to be talking about that. Considering what's going on in our economy today, especially in the housing market, there's just a huge vacuum of information, number one, about what's real and what's going on out there. But then there's also this whole thing about, do I do it now? Do I wait? Should have done it already? All these kind of things go through the mind of people today when we talk about home mortgages. And so today, one of our guests is a local mortgage agent here in our area. And I've known Gary for quite a few years here, and I just enjoy talking to him. He's highly knowledgeable about his field, and their company offers some great advice and direction and help to be able to help anybody that's really looking at buying a home, refinancing a home. It's just some really great information there. So Gary, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what's going on in your business world right now.
Gary Warstler here with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. Been doing real estate, or mortgage, I should say, for about 20 years. Had the privilege of being in Texas for the last 10. We're excited to be on your podcast.
Well, hey Gary, I really appreciate you taking the time out. I know it's a busy time, and I know it's a busy time for everybody, and especially when people are really trying to get something done. But Gary, when we talk about your business, about Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and looking at that, who do y'all service and where do you service? I know a lot of times there's territories involved and things like that, and people don't know. So help me and help my audience figure that out.
So I have the ability to serve the entire state of Texas. There's not an area in Texas that we can't serve. Now, my company serves all 50 states. So if you by chance have somebody who would like to buy out of Texas, we can set somebody up in that market, help them, take care of them, give them the best service we would as if we were in Texas. But Texas is my area, my niche.
How do you go about getting the word out, so to speak, about the different programs you have that you guys have? I know you have some. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but tell me a little bit about how does that happen? How does that happen?
Well, we do a lot of advertising. We do a lot of Homes for Heroes advertising, down payment assistance advertising. We do a lot of mailings. A lot of our agents promote what we do. And then obviously we're very privileged and lucky to be on shows like yours.
Okay, appreciate that. One of today's sponsors is Guaranteed Rate Affinity. Listen to their message as you can learn more about what you can do to own the American dream, a home.
We are Guaranteed Rate Affinity, a group of slightly obsessed mortgage-loving men and women. We represent a joint partnership between the third largest retail mortgage lender in the U.S. and the most trusted name in real estate. And because our loan officers have direct access to the best real estate agents in the business, we create a completely seamless home buying experience from pre-approval to popping the corks. We also unite the industry's most advanced technology platform with unmatched expertise to make the home buying process as simple, smooth, and awesome as possible. Which explains a lot, like why homebuyers love our easy-to-use digital mortgage, which can have you ready to make an offer in minutes. Plus, we offer great tools like Loan Status Monitor, which keeps everyone in the know, and Flash Close, which can shorten closings from hours to minutes. And we have over 100 loan products, with some of the top-ranked loan officers in the country to guide you to the perfect one. And with our mobile technology, help is never more than a call, click, or text away. Because we believe that fully embracing our real estate agent partners, we're able to provide our customers with the best home buying experience available anywhere. And helping you get the home of your dreams with absolute confidence is what we love to do. Guaranteed Rate Affinity. Believe you will.
Tell me a little bit about, as we know, what's coming down the road. Nobody's got a crystal ball that can tell us the future. But when you start thinking about you guys and what you're doing right now, what's working for your business there as a mortgage company? What's really working for y'all, and what are y'all really trying to push out to people that they just may not know about?
Well, the biggest thing we want everybody to know is that everybody deserves the American dream, right? Everybody deserves to own a home. So that is our goal first. A lot of people don't think they can, whether it's down payment, whether it's credit, whatever it may be, job time, job history. We want them to know that, hey, there is an option. And so we just keep promoting it. We want people to know. So that is our goal right now, is just to, hey, take a breath. We've got you. Give us a shot.
Well, tell me about some of those programs. I know there's things like, Homes for Heroes. I know there's been other assistance programs for people just getting, first-time home buyers, those kind of programs. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that you guys are just really focused on through your agents. And, if somebody just calls you out of the blue, what would you tell them about what you're doing?
So one of the programs that I'm the proudest of, and I was able to help develop, is that we do VA loans for free. What I mean by that is we don't charge veterans any money to do a mortgage, any lender fees. Now, we do require them to pay for an appraisal because we're not permitted to do that through VA. But my goal is to get every veteran in the house. They've protected us. They've sacrificed for us. And if I can help a veteran, that's what we want to do. We also have a down payment assistance program where the state of Texas will give buyers a down payment. They can go anywhere from 2 to 3 to 5% down. And what's neat about that is it's a forgivable second. So after the buyer's been in the home for 3 years, it's gone. They don't have to pay for it at all. The only thing you have to do to be able to qualify that for is have a score of 620 and make under $108,000. If you do them two things, you qualify for the down payment assistance program.
Wow.
Also, we've rolled out a 2-1 buy down. And what we mean by that is right now the rates are a little high. Well, everybody thinks they're high, but those of us who have been doing this for a while know that we are the lowest interest rates since 1990, except for 18 and 19. We got spoiled. But in the last 30 years, this has been the lowest the market's been. So we're offering a 2-1 buy down where if the seller will contribute when you make an offer, we will give the buyers the opportunity to take for an example, if the rate's 7, we can give them 5 first year, 6 the second year, 7 the third year on. Now, you think about that on a $300,000 loan, that is a $12,000 savings in payments.
Wow.
And that's just a program we're starting to roll out.
That's pretty awesome. I hear about those rates today and I kind of laugh because when I was, just hitting adulthood back in the late 70s, early 80s, mortgage rates were 11, 12, 13, 14%. And the average rate in the market of just anything was 22, 23, 24%.
I can tell
and
you.
I kind of laugh, it's what?
Mom always told me a story. Her first VA loan she received in 1978, 19.5.
Yeah. Yeah. And look here, we made it. We're here.
Yes.
We didn't have to go, live under the bridge or something. We got through that. People find a way to do what they want to do. And
yes, sir.
It's just kind of funny today when you hear people a little bit hesitant about those things. I think, and I agree with you that, the opportunity for people to own a home is such a great privilege. And it is certainly the American dream for so many, many people. But I know oftentimes people that are getting started out. I remember when my wife and I, LaVon, started out, we lived in an upstairs apartment of, that a house that had been converted and, all those kinds of things. And we sat around and we talked about that. Well, one day will we ever own our own home? And as a young couple, we really didn't know how to go about doing that. So what would you tell people today that say are, getting married, just getting out there, living in an apartment, thinking other things about, I don't know what to do or where to go. What would you tell them today? What would be your advice to them?
So my advice would be, first of all, to call me.
Okay.
Call me, get pre-approved. If there's an issue with your pre-approved, then you and I will get a game plan. If it's down payment, we look at down payment assistance. If it's credit, everybody, there's some times when people struggle with credit a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't buy a house. That just means we got to fix it. Got a credit repair team that works with us within the state of Texas, and they'll help you get your credit where you want to be. The goal is within 6 months, hey, my credit's good, now I can buy. So at the end of the day, you want to give me a call, let me decipher it, take it apart. Once we get you approved, we can find you an agent, we can get you a program, make it all work out.
That's awesome. That is really, really awesome that y'all can do that. So now that you mentioned that, let's talk a little bit. How does somebody get a hold of you, whether they're a real estate agent somewhere else in Texas or some other state in the union, or somebody sitting around right now watching us on a podcast or listening to us on a podcast? How would they get a hold of you? What are some ways they can contact you?
Well, the biggest way or easiest way, right, is my phone number, 713-387-9873. They can also reach out to me at Gary.Warstler at GRARATE.com or homesbygary.com. Any of them options, you're easily get a hold of me, but the phone number, I'm always on the phone, always ready to answer.
So tell us that phone number again, Gary, real slow.
713-387-9873.
All right, so if you're not, yep,
713-387-9873.
Appreciate that, Gary. No, so if you're listening to us right now or you're watching us on this podcast, we really appreciate you being with us today. I really appreciate Gary and the Guaranteed Affinity Rate folks for being able to be there and help us, all of us, in one of the most, and for many people, the largest buying decision they'll ever make in their life is to buy a home, and the opportunity to use a company like them to be able to get a great rate and some great people to work with them. Gary, I appreciate you being on the show today, and we look forward to getting with you again. Maybe perhaps when a new program comes out, we can talk about this again.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Wow, what a great show today. I appreciate our guests, each and every one of them, as they come on and are part of the Business Network podcast. You too perhaps might be a business owner and you'd like to feature your business and tell your story, and we'd love to have you as a guest. You can go to the businessnetworkpodcast.com, and you can see the link here on the screen, and just fill out an application. It's not an obligation to be on the show, but we want to start the process with you to be able to say, hey, let's talk about your business and see how this podcast could be a great fit for you, and for you to get the assets that go along with this show to be able to promote your business in a lot of different places. So, hey, thanks again. We look forward to you being with us again on the next The Business Network podcast. Talk to you soon.